In the world of high finance and groundbreaking technology, few names generate as much buzz as Elon Musk. Today, we turn our attention to his privately held aerospace titan SpaceX, which appears to be on a trajectory toward what could be the most monumental initial public offering in corporate history. The whispers from Wall Street and Silicon Valley have grown into a steady hum, with credible sources indicating that SpaceX is not just contemplating but actively planning a public listing that could redefine the scale of capital markets. This isn't merely about a company going public. It's about the potential for a seismic shift in market valuations and the cementing of a new era of space-based commerce. The implications for investors, for the aerospace industry, and for Elon Musk's own financial stratosphere are nothing short of profound. Let's break down the mechanics of this anticipated blockbuster IPO. According to reports from financial news outlets like Bloomberg, corroborated by insiders familiar with the company's strategy, SpaceX is orchestrating an IPO with exceptionally ambitious financial and temporal targets. The company is reportedly aiming for a colossal valuation in the neighborhood of $1.5 trillion. To put that figure into perspective, it would place SpaceX among the most valuable corporations on the planet, rivaling established tech giants. The capital-raising objective is equally staggering, with the company looking to secure between $25 billion and $30 billion through this public offering. As for the timeline, while market conditions remain a critical variable, the current roadmap points towards a potential listing in the latter half of 2026, possibly targeting the summer months of June or July. This deliberate, long-range planning suggests a strategic move to align the IPO with key operational milestones and a favorable market sentiment, rather than a reactionary decision driven by short-term needs. The question then arises, why now? SpaceX has demonstrated a remarkable ability to fund its operations privately, having successfully raised over $10 billion to date from a sophisticated and patient investor base. The acceleration towards an IPO, therefore, is not a matter of survival, but a calculated strategy for aggressive expansion. The primary catalyst behind this financial maneuver is the phenomenal success and projected growth of its Starlink satellite internet service. Starlink has evolved from a futuristic concept into a powerful revenue-generating engine. Financial projections indicate that SpaceX anticipates generating approximately $15 billion in revenue in 2025, with a significant leap to between $22 billion and $24 billion in 2026. This explosive outgrowth is almost entirely credited to the scaling of the Starlink constellation and its rapidly expanding global subscriber base transforming the company's financial profile from a capital-intensive R&D firm to a high-growth service provider with a clear path to profitability. The massive influx of capital from an IPO is earmarked for a portfolio of futuristic, capital-intensive projects that promise to solidify SpaceX's dominance. A key area of development is the expansion into direct-to-cell mobile connectivity. This initiative aims to leverage its satellite network to provide mobile service directly to standard smartphones, potentially tapping into a market of billions of subscribers and disrupting the traditional telecommunications industry. Furthermore, the funds will be critical for completing the development of the Starship rocket system. This fully reusable Super Heavy lift launch vehicle is the cornerstone of Musk's long-term vision for interplanetary travel, including missions to the Moon and Mars. Finally, a portion of the capital is slated for the construction of space-based data centers. By placing data processing infrastructure in orbit, SpaceX aims to drastically reduce internet latency for its Starlink customers, offering a service level that terrestrial fiber networks would struggle to match on a global scale, particularly in remote regions. This triad of initiatives underscores a strategy that extends far beyond launch services, positioning SpaceX as an integrated infrastructure and communications behemoth. The historical significance of this potential IPO cannot be overstated. If SpaceX successfully achieves its target valuation of $1.5 trillion and raises its projected capital, it would shatter existing records. The deal would surpass the current IPO record holder, Saudi Aramco, which raised an impressive $29.4 billion in its 2019 listing. For Elon Musk, who holds an estimated 42% stake in the company, the financial implications are astronomical. Based on current private market valuations, his SpaceX holdings are worth approximately $136 billion. A successful IPO at the $1.5 trillion level would cause the value of his stake to soar to an estimated $625 billion. This single event would propel his personal net worth into an entirely new dimension, bringing him within striking distance of becoming the world's first trillionaire. Beyond the sheer increase in wealth, a public listing offers significant liquidity advantages. It provides a clear exit path for early investors and long-term employees who hold stock options, allowing them to realize the value of their equity. For Musk himself, having publicly traded shares provides a powerful financial tool, enabling him to borrow substantial sums against his holdings with greater ease and transparency than is possible with privately held stock. SpaceX's journey has been fueled by a consortium of shrewd and influential investors who recognized its potential early on. The company's cap table includes technology giants like Alphabet, Google's parent company, and major institutional investors such as Fidelity Investments. It has also attracted capital from prominent venture capital firms, including Peter Thiel's Founders Fund and Valor Equity Partners. The returns for these early backers stand to be extraordinary. Take Google's investment, for example. In 2015, Google invested $900 million for what was reported to be a 7% stake in the company. If the IPO reaches its $1.5 trillion valuation target, that initial investment could balloon in value to a staggering $111 billion, representing one of the most successful venture capital bets in history. However, the path to a public listing is not without its challenges. Transitioning from a private entity to a publicly traded corporation on Wall Street would subject SpaceX to a level of public and regulatory scrutiny that Elon Musk has historically found constraining, as evidenced by his experiences at the helm of Tesla. The constant pressure from public shareholders to meet quarterly earnings expectations and maintain transparency could clash with Musk's long-term, often unconventional management style, potentially forcing difficult decisions about where he focuses his time and energy across his various enterprises. From an analyst's perspective, it is crucial to understand the foundation of SpaceX's towering valuation. Unlike traditional industrial or energy giants whose valuations are tethered to current revenues and physical assets, SpaceX's $1.5 trillion target is built predominantly on future expectations. Investors are not just buying into the company's current launch manifest or its projected 2025 revenue of $15 billion, a figure that is modest compared to the revenues of record-breaking IPOs like Saudi Aramco. Instead, they are buying a stake in the belief that SpaceX will dominate the future of the space economy. From launch and satellite communications to interplanetary transport and orbital infrastructure, Elon Musk has been clear on this point, emphasizing that the company has maintained positive cash flow for several years and does not require an IPO for its survival. He asserts that the company's growth is a genuine outcome of its technological breakthroughs and operational efficiencies, not financial engineering. This narrative frames the IPO not as a necessity, but as a strategic choice to accelerate an already dominant trajectory. In conclusion, the prospective SpaceX IPO represents a watershed moment for the financial markets and the future of technology. It is a testament to the power of a singular vision, backed by relentless execution and groundbreaking innovation. While the risks associated with such a lofty valuation and the transition to a public entity are significant, the potential rewards are equally immense. For investors, it offers a chance to participate in what could be the definitive growth story of the 21st century. For the market, it sets a new benchmark for what is possible when disruptive technology converges with massive scale capital. And for Elon Musk, it is the next logical step in financing a future where humanity's reach extends far beyond Earth into the cosmos. As we watch this story unfold, we are not just witnessing a financial transaction. We are observing the financial architecture being built for the next frontier of human endeavor. The countdown to this blockbuster event has begun.